All right. Hey, everybody, this is Jansen. We have just a couple minutes to our live broadcast. Give me just about a minute and a half, and we're going to get started. Try to get all your friends on today. This is actually Red Friday. Remember everyone deployed, but we also add in police officers, nurses, doctors, school teachers, and every single hero out there that gives up their lives, okay? The reason why we remember everyone deployed is because the people that take their lives are the people that feel like the system has failed them and stuff like that. We're going to get going here in just a second, so give me just a second, everybody, and we will get going here. I'm just literally waiting for the time to hit right to get everybody on so that everybody knows today is Friday Motivation. All right, and today you may want to keep it, if you get offended easy, you may not want to watch today. The reason why is because my job is not sitting there to sugarcoat things. My mission in life is make sure you know you matter and you're important. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Hey everybody, my name is Jeffrey Jansen. We're going to go ahead and get started now. I've got some people on some other networks that you don't see because I got a couple other live feeds going on. I was asked to do a motivation thing that even though I do it all the time, I was actually asked to do it today. And this time I'm going to go over what it means to be motivated, but also what you need to do in order to make it in life and to basically get a better grasp on life. Okay? Now, after this video, I will do some reading with my books, but it won't be very long. I have a 2 o'clock meeting I have to get to. But anyway, as my team is coming on, hey, doing Cheryl, hey, Becky, hey, everybody, understand this. As we're going through this, when I get started, I'm not going to stop until the end. And it'll probably go for about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? It depends on how much people are listening and what you need from me today. First off, as we're getting started and as people are getting on, remember, red means remember everyone deployed. As you can see, I'm wearing my red shirt today. Most Fridays I wear something red. February, this is Black History Month. Don't forget to look at all the wonderful things and why we have a Black History Month. There's a new thing on Netflix. The short guy, what's his name? Anyway, go on Netflix and there's some stuff on Black History Month, okay? Hey, Richard, how you doing, my old Marine Corps buddy? Everybody, Richard and I, we went over to AP Hill is where Richard and I were at. Greatest guy in the world, awesome Marine. He came in after me. He's a boot. Love him to death. Hope you're doing great, Korea. I'm not used to calling you by your first name. Okay, we've got some more people coming on here. Okay, we're about ready to get started. All right, everybody, let's start again. Today is Friday, February 15th, 2019. This is Friday Motivation. I hope every one of you knows that you're important, that you matter. Today, I want you to take a quick look at what motivation is and what it does. But now there's a new twist on things I want to add into there. I want you to know about who you're leading, who you're following, who is your inspiration on different things. A long time ago, I was told that we should be writing down people that inspire us, everywhere from maybe Thomas Jefferson to, Caligula or, Han, from the Ottoman empires and stuff like that, maybe to the presidents, maybe Obama or Trump or whatever else. Don't go to politics, okay, people? I'm not going politics here. I'm just saying some people get motivated by different people. They like the closers. They like the people that they can follow and lead, but then take over the lead, and then they get the lead also. Every day in life, I put a thing out there today that showed who my inspirations are. My dad is my biggest inspiration. He's been there for me, never given up on me. I put on Rich Ellerman because he brought me into a business when I was down and about, and a lot of people don't know how low I got, okay? So he was a leader, and he continues to this day to keep training me and keep leading me and stuff like that. Other ones are like Brian Carruthers. Now, I did put this on my Facebook page, but I want you to know why I put these people down. I didn't put them down because I'm trying to kiss butt or anything like that. I put them down is because they've never given up on anybody. But if you give up on yourself, they're going to push you, and they're going to push you hard, okay? There's no such thing as a free ride anywhere. I also put down Melissa Carruthers. The reason why, she's Brian's wife. She's a mother of 3, and we have a lot of strong ladies in our business, but there's a lot of my friends that are females, especially the Marines and stuff like that, who sometimes feel they don't have a just cause, and Melissa's a great inspiration there. I also put down my daughter, of course, and Alan Roman, who basically does things on his own, and he just keeps driving every day. He's in his 70s. He just drives, and he does a great job, and he's from my hometown. Now, I've got hundreds of leaders and mentors everywhere from Sergeant Major Squires to Sergeant Major Edens. I don't know what Staff Sergeant, we called him Debo. I don't know what he ended up getting out as, but we had Gunny Wright. We had all kinds of awesome leaders in the Marine Corps. You need to have somebody to follow if you're going to get motivated, okay? A lot of people think motivation just comes naturally. It doesn't. Motivation is something that you acquire over time with lots of failure and little success. And that's actually a positive thing. There's nothing you can do in life that you won't fail at. If you're not failing, you don't understand what success is, which means you don't hunger for it, okay? You got to want to hunger for what you're doing. You got to have a great mentor. Now, there's a lot of people that they go out there and they promise to do all this stuff, and it's funny, I watch, and then the first thing they do is they quit. They give up. Oh, they're going to go coward because they can't take doing what it is they said they do. They don't want to go to that job because, oh, it's just too much pressure. They don't want to go and do those sales because, oh, I'm not a salesperson. Or they don't want to go out because they don't want to bug anybody. Now, would I tell everybody this? If your life was on the line or your kid's life was on the line, what would you do? And I don't mean, oh, let me think about it. And I give my example of when my sister used to tell me this, okay? My sister used to tell me this all the time. I'm stubborn. I'm hard-headed. So some of you guys might understand this, okay? But my sister used to always tell me, hey, Jeff, you've been a lifeguard for a long time. You've been a head guard. You do all these things. But what if you were drowning? What would you do if you were drowning? And I wasn't following her exactly, but I was like, what would I do? She goes, you're always trying to save everybody else, but what if you're the one drowning? What if you can't swim? And somebody throws a buoy to you. I was like, I'd push the buoy to somebody else. She goes, you can't. She goes, in order for you to save anybody, do any good for anybody, you have to save yourself first. What good are you when you're dead? What good are you when you're under the water? What good are you if you do not, because you can't push the buoy, you can't push the lifesaver, you can't do that. But once you get it, how many more people can you help save? So she always said this, and my motivation and over time was to try to prove her wrong, okay? And then I had a teacher in school that told me one day when I turned in a paper and she couldn't find it, turns out it was mixed in with a different group of papers. She told me, well, life's not fair, Jeff. I'm like, well, you going to grade it? She goes, no, life's just not fair. I wouldn't have got mad if I knew that it wouldn't have been turned in the right way. So I've been out to prove these people wrong. Life is fair if you make it fair. And if it's right there in front of you, it'll always be fair. Now, granted, you're right. Some things in life are not fair. But it doesn't mean that we go cower into a hole and hide. Okay? I have so many people that make all kinds of promises. Art Williams always says, just do it. Okay? And that's what I'm telling each and every one of you for motivation. To find a leader, find somebody that is willing to never give up on you. Okay? You'll give up on yourself before they'll give up on you. I promise you this right now. The reason why I mention people in my life, okay, is because I may drive them crazy, but I will give up on myself before they will give up on me. Okay? And that's the reason why I use examples that I do. These people I use, I don't say for jokes and for games and stuff like that. I say it because they have never given up on me. My dad has never given up on me. I will never give up on my daughter. Okay? My mentors will never give up on me. Just like in the Marine Corps. Okay? We start out as a fire team. Okay? We can't give up on each other because either we all come back or none of us do. And then we go into a squad. Each squad develops into a platoon develops into a company. We bring everybody out. No matter dead or alive, we come out. And that's the best way to look at things. You've got to look up to people. You're always having a mentor in your life. You always have somebody to look up to. You're always going to be a boot to somebody. That means that you came in later on, okay? Everybody that's in the Marine Corps today is a boot to me. However, when I came in the Marine Corps, everybody before me, I'm a boot to. Now, I know a lot of people don't always understand that, but you're always going to be a boot to somebody. But those boots that you're to are mentors to you, okay? They're the ones that know they have to train you because you're only as good as your weakest link, okay? And it goes for all walks of life. You're only as good as your weakest link. So if you give up on somebody and you don't care about somebody, well then until you go back to make sure they're okay, you're never going to be as good as them. The reason why is because part of the job of being a mentor and a leader is going back and doing what others refuse to do, going in areas where others refuse to go and walking into the blackness and the darkness when nobody else is willing to do it. You may get, but the thing about it is, you don't know the unknown, and the thing that we're scared of the most is the unknown. So to be motivated, find that leader in your team. Find that person that you can basically bounce ideas off of, that you can go in and basically become somebody better. If you're the only one and you're the leader, then start reading books every day. Start basically finding ways of getting inspiration so you continue to lead. Okay, leaders basically have to know a lot more. They have to basically be prepared for the unknown. They have to go in when others refuse. And to get motivated every single day, you got to find somebody that you can just attach yourself to and know that they're not going to give up on you. Okay? That's what being a mentor is. That's what being a leader is. I have all these people, and now I'm not going to tell you, this is not a religious thing, but I have all these people that says, "Oh, you got to follow Christians." You want to know something? We was never told in the Bible or anywhere else to follow Christians. We follow Jesus. Okay? I'm not going to follow somebody when they're going to jump off a bridge because they think it's fun. Okay, that's not what a leader does. A leader will make sure you never jump off that bridge because he knows that you can die by doing it. And everybody else is just being stupid by saying, "Oh, you're going to go in there." The reason why a leader will go in before everybody else is so that you're safe. So that you have a mission and a purpose. So if something happens to them, you can carry on then. There's always somebody to take over the flag. Fort Sumter, great idea. The British is watching as they're bombing the crap out of Fort Sumter, okay? And they're just bombing it and everything else. And they're like, that dang flag won't fall. Why won't the flag over Fort Sumter fall? And why is that motivating to every single person out there? Black, white, men, women, children. Every time that somebody got killed holding up that flag as the British were bombing the crap out of it, they would go and pull up that flag. That flag was beat, battered, and torn. It had more bullet holes in it than everything else. But you want to know something? The leaders led by kept picking up that flag. They would not let it fall, knowing that if it fell, they fail. A leader will keep going, and he'll teach others never to give up, because if you give up, you fail. There's really no such thing as failure in life unless you give up. There is such things as falling down. There is such things as having to take a different path, but there's no such thing as failure unless you give up. If you give up and give in, you're like, "Oh, that's a scam," or you give every excuse except the one is, why didn't you do it the right way then? If you're so worried about how others are doing things, why didn't you go forward with you are responsible for yourself? You're responsible for your own actions. Some of the greatest heroes are when they looked at the people above them and said, "Hey, I'm not doing that because that is wrong." Guess what? They then become the leader. Okay? People that judge people based on skin color, religion, sex, creed, and race, they're not leaders. They're cowards. Why? Because they only want to go with what they're comfortable with. And if they're only comfortable with something that is their own color or own sexuality, then they no longer become a leader. They become a liability. You need to go out there every day, and you don't have to fight every single person. You don't have to get into conflict with every single person whenever you're doing things. What you got to do is you got to get your butt off the couch, brush your teeth, get a good meal in your system, and go out there. It doesn't matter if you're going into combat with the Marines or the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, whatever else. They're all heroes. But you know what? If you're going for a job, that's still a mission you're trying to accomplish. If you're going out there and you want to become the head of your church, or you're going out there and you're wanting to sell Girl Scout cookies, okay? If you're going out there and wanting to run a Ironman or a Spartan race or do a Tough Mudder or doing the St. Jude's run or something like that, you always have to have a mission in mind. Everybody that says, "Well, I just did it," great, but you had a goal. You had a mission. You had a purpose. You saw somebody doing it and you wanted to be just like them. Now you want to be better. Don't ever just aim for being great. Aim for being the best. Have a mission in your heart to do more than everybody else, because you can save more people. You can help more lives. You can actually help your family a lot more. You can put more food on the table. It's not always going to be about money or power or privilege. Sometimes it's just about beating cancer. How many people out there would like to beat cancer? And you can do it, but you got to do it the right way. If you just sit on your butt and say, "I'm going to beat cancer," and you don't change your habits, you're never going to beat it. If you go out there and say, "Oh, I'm going to run this marathon," and you walk the whole damn thing, you're not going to win the marathon. You're not even going to place. I know that down in St. Louis, their marathons they have down there, if you're 20 minutes behind, the race ends, and basically you have to start waiting for the stoplights. Now, why do I bring all this up? Because your mentors and your leaders will lead you, and they will teach you how to do it. If you're around somebody that's not teaching you how to do it, then they're not a leader or a mentor. All they're trying to do is use you to get ahead. A leader or mentor will put you ahead of them and then ask you to pull them up. The reason why is because they are defending you while you're trying to learn and get on your feet. Until you're learning, until you're ready to go, they're not going to give up on you. And even then, they're still going to try to help you. And then they're going to learn from you, because you're going to do things a little bit different. And they get to actually bounce ideas off of you. The people in my life that I know, the sergeant majors, when I got out of the Marine Corps, they were first sergeants. Sergeant Major Military, Sergeant Major Squires, Sergeant Major Edens. Now, they're all sergeant majors, but I don't know them as sergeant majors. But man, they went up in the world. Why? Because they learned from their Marines. Okay? Now, the school teachers that I used to know, they're now retired. They're sitting on the school boards. They're principals of schools. Why? Because they had to start somewhere. So they started at the bottom. But that doesn't mean that you're not better or greater than anybody else. It just means you're learning. When you get motivated, you have to do what it takes to go where you want to go. A mentor will help you. If a mentor is not helping you and they're giving up on you, then you're going to give up on yourself. And if you give up on yourself, you're going to waste time, money, and valuable materials just because you're lazy. Get your butt up. Get out. Get going. You want to become a cop? Then you basically better be able to pass the physical. You want to be a firefighter? You basically better learn to run in when everybody else is running out. Okay? You want to go save somebody's life and you see somebody having a stroke on the floor, then you better learn how to handle that situation so that when everybody else is like, what do we do? What do we do? You go in and you help and you do what's right. You know, I know a lot of famous people that have actually done a lot of good. And you know, they stay out of politics, but they've done a lot of good. They've saved a lot of people. But they also know that they only come when they're called upon. Some of your greatest mentors probably are some of the quietest people you'll know. My dad is probably the quietest person I've ever met in my life. But why is he a mentor? Because he never gave up on me. He may not understand what I'm doing, but it always convinced me to keep pushing forward, to go that extra mile, to not give up. You know, not just be a bullet sponge, but to help pull people out if something happens. Okay? Yes, I've had an aunt or two in my life tell me all I'd be good for is being a bullet sponge. Later on, I get an MBA. I'm graduated in the Marine Corps, you know. I'm successful in the business I'm in. But it took mentors, leaders, and my dad, and certain mentors and leaders such as Rich Ellerman, Brian Crullers, Melissa Crullers, Alan Romans, heck, Mel Robeson, great guy. Now, the other key to it is communication. The second thing I'm going to go over real quick is communication. Communication happens like this. If you break down communication anywhere in the chain of command, everyone fails. Simple as that. If you do not have communication, if you're not calling the people you need to call, if you're not asking the questions you need to ask, if you're not reading what you need to read, and you just think it's automatically going to be beamed in your head because that's what computer and sciences do today, you are wrong. If you think that you're going to learn how to fight a battle by Call of Duty or something on PlayStation, you are wrong. You're going to get yourself killed. You're going to get yourself, you're not going to get the jobs you want. You're not going to be able to do the things you want to do. You have to ask questions. You have to move forward in life, and you have to do whatever it takes. I have people all the time tell me, oh, you know, are you in that pyramid thing? Or, oh, are you in that scam? What the hell are you talking about? You've never even learned what I do. I've had people go into a factory and they quit because they don't want to work on a damn paint line because, oh, I'd rather go do meth. I'd rather go do drugs. Get your butt away from the drugs. Get away from the meth. And understand this, that those are just jobs. And you can always keep moving up in those jobs. You can move up in everything you do. Maybe you have to make a couple extra sales. Maybe you have to start talking to your foreman to find out what you got to do to get the better position. Maybe you want a new job and you've got to learn how to write a resume. You've got to communicate. I'd go over to the library and start asking the librarians and stuff. Yes, use your local library. My God, that's what they're there for. You don't know why everybody's got free libraries? Okay, maybe you need to start figuring out why we have free libraries, why libraries are free. Because a philanthropist created that years and years ago, okay? Carnegie. There you go, Carnegie. Every one of you matters. Every one of you is important. But what good are you if you're sitting on the couch every single day, not getting out, not getting up, not doing something, okay? I know a lot of people say those who can't teach, but I've learned those that teach have already done it. And now they're teaching the next generation how to do it the right way. Now, some of the greatest teachers in my life were the history teachers that actually went out. Mrs. Williams, probably one of the greatest teachers I know. When I was in 7th grade, I took Greek mythology. Loved it, okay? Loved the Greek mythology. Why did I love Greek mythology? Because everybody I had already been there and done that. You know, some of the greatest Marines, some of the greatest soldiers in life were the ones that went through Vietnam and then went through the first Desert Storm. And then when they came back, they actually taught the Marines, soldiers, sailors, whoever they were, on how to do things the right way, not things but somebody wrote down in a book. If you want to learn trucking, do you want to go read a book or do you want to learn from a trucker? You want to learn how to be an infantryman, then you need to learn from a Marine that's already been on the front lines. If you want to, those are inspirations. And those are the teachers that I learned from growing up, that I learned, like Mrs. Wood, she was over in Greece and she brought all this stuff from Greek mythology. And there was a lot of reading, but it was the only thing I loved to read Why? Because she was there. She did that. She went through it all. And that's when I was in 7th grade. So what I'm asking each and every one of you to do is find a mentor in your life. Find somebody. You're never too old to do more. I'm tired of people saying, oh, I'm old and retired, or, oh, I can't. You know what? Can't doesn't exist in a world of somebody that's motivated. Can't is not even possible. The reason why is because we can do anything we want to do. Just because it has not been done yet doesn't mean it cannot be done. I watch people break records all the time that people thought that it would never be done. But you want to know something? They read the books, they watched the people before them, but they never had anybody tell them you can't do that. All they heard was, I can break this record. I can break this record. Watch the Olympics, for heaven's sake. Look at Michael Phelps, for heaven's sakes. Okay? And all throughout history, we have people like that. You know how many people told the Marine Corps when at the Battle of Tarawa or the Battle of Midway said, oh, the Marines, they're all going to die. You're right. A lot of us died. But we took the islands. We basically took over the war. Why? Because we never gave up. But we had leaders telling us where to go, where not to go. And then we became the leaders. Why is it every war we get better and better? Because we listen to those that came before us. We don't listen to those that write a book and say, oh, this is the way you should do it, but I've never done it myself. Because those people are not leaders. Those people are cowards. Because unless you go out there and do it yourself, you're never going to know. So find somebody that's out there in the trenches doing it yourself, whether it's being at a job, factory, maybe you're becoming a lawyer, teacher, doctor, whatever. When you become a doctor, are you going to go learn from somebody that works in a factory? Are you going to go read books from other doctors, from other people that have been there and done that to become better in your field? How did the first heart surgeries go? How did the first, when you're starting to work on the brain and everything else? Things that said would never be done or could never be possible are being done today. There is a cure for cancer. I'm going to tell you that right now. It will come about. Just because we haven't found it yet doesn't mean it's not there. There is a cure for AIDS. There is a cure for diabetes. Just because we haven't found it yet doesn't mean it's going to exist. There's no such thing as a little pill that'll make you thin. But if you go out and eat right, exercise and everything else, your own body will thank you for it. There isn't a pill for cancer, but you know what? Maybe we can find something that through a series of different kinds of drugs and everything, we will find it. But maybe it's you that needs to work on that. All these truck drivers out there that are driving the roads, there's no such thing as somebody going to somebody that's never driven a truck in his life and saying, hey, this is how you drive. Bull crap. Have you ever seen the rules on truck drivers? Oh my God, that's like mind-blowing on how they can even stay on the road. But you want to know something? They're heroes because they're on the road every single day. There's no little magic pill that's going to make you a Marine. And most people say, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but didn't, and they didn't become a Marine. Most people say, I would have been a soldier, but, I had a curvature in my back, or I had flat feet. Give me another excuse. Did you know there's things called a CHIT, C-H-I-T, that you can get that'll allow you in the military, and you don't need that dang excuse? All it is an excuse of why you gave up on yourself and gave up on a dream. You want to drive a truck and be great, and you want to clean your CSA score and keep it clean? Then do what it takes. You want to be a military man? Then do what it takes. You want to work in a factory and you want to get a good, high-paying job? You know, a lot of college kids, they should be going to technical schools. You know why? Because you can make about $60 an hour as a welder. You can lay brick. Things that we need every single day. But you were told to go to college, spend a lot of money, get out and sit at home all day? Why don't you be useful to society and quit coming up with excuses? Find yourself a mentor. Get good communication. These are two very key things, communication and a mentor. You need me as a mentor? I'll be a mentor for you. You may not like what I have to say, and you may be crying half the time because I don't give a care. I'm going to make sure you're successful, and I will make sure you succeed at all. I will pull you along, kicking, dragging, screaming, and I don't care. I'm not politically correct. I am not going to be one of these people that sit there, oh, let me pat you on the back. You need a little baby powder? Do I look like I'm that type of person? I will help you. I can't drag you. No one's going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. And if you don't believe in yourself, then you're not going to be good for anybody. Every day, believe in yourself. Oh, I've gone way over my time. Believe in yourself. Believe in each other. Find a mentor. Get your butt up off the damn couch. Do something useful at the time. Write a resume. Get rid of the freaking applications. They mean nothing. If you write a resume and take it into a job, you got a better chance. I'm just telling you what you can do. You don't have something, then go to a technical school. Find ways. Where there's a will, there's a way. You know that American freedom we always talk about? There's always a way, but because you chose not to go look for it or find it, all of a sudden you're saying, no, it doesn't work. Yes, it does work for you. But right now you're being so lazy, you want everybody else to do it for you, or you've given up on yourself to like, oh, life don't matter. Yes, it does. You're important. We need you. But you got to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Others will start believing in you when you believe in yourself. Look in the mirror and keep telling yourself that until you quit laughing at yourself and until you quit looking away. Do what I do right now and look at yourself and talk to yourself. So half the stuff I'm telling you, I'm actually telling myself every day. Why? Because I had Marine Corps brothers that I would never give up on. They've never given up on me. I've had employers that showed me how to do things, told me how to do things, and then led by example. Yeah, I've had some pretty crappy mentors in my life. But at no time did I have mentors that basically said, do this, and then they didn't do nothing. Those I never listened to. Do as I say, not as I do. Hell, heck no. If they're not doing it themselves, I don't want to see it. Brian Carruthers is in the freaking field every day. Rich Ellerman right now is out there doing what I do and then showing me how he just did different things. And now we work on different ideas together. We tag team because I'm good with CDL and military. He's good at everything else. Brian Carruthers is great at networking. But you want to know something? He's out there every day. I don't celebrate these people because there's somebody important. They're not important to me like that. They're important to me because they've never given up on anybody. And if anybody is just telling you how to do it and going through the motions, yet they themselves are not willing to do it, you need to get rid of that person. When I say go where you're celebrated, not tolerated, that means somebody that's not doing it themselves but telling you to do it. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, get away from those people as fast as possible. And then go do it and bury them. Go do it and outwit them. Do it and show them that, you know what? I'm not going to sit on the couch. I'm going to throw you over there to sit on the couch. There's no such thing as a free meal. There's no such thing as a free ride. There's no such thing as somebody giving me a handout. I'm going to earn it every single day, and I'm going to teach my daughter. I'm going to teach other people how to earn it every day. And you want to know something? It's like grandma giving you a $20 bill compared to you earning a $20 bill. They're both $20, but what do you do with that 20 that grandma gave you? Oh, I'm going to go spend it on candy and food and booze and blah, 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 blah. Great. What are you going to do with the 20 that you earned, hard earned, sweat, blood, and tears? You're going to save it. You're not going to give it away. You're not going to loan it out. You're not going to borrow it to anybody. You're going to put it away. Same 20. But one was given and one was earned. Communication with people is key. Having a mentor to follow is key. Reading 11 good pages of book every day is key. Watching motivational videos. Go to YouTube if you have to. Go find Brian Carruthers if you have to. Find something because somebody will click with you. I'm not going to click with everybody. I get that. But I believe in you. And you matter every single day. And when you watch people that have failed over and over and over again and they have success and they get on stage and they tell you about their success, what they're also telling you is they had more failures than success. You may fall many, many times. But as long as you get back up and you keep going, figuring out a different obstacle, find out how to maybe dig under, go around, jump over, build a bridge, whatever you've got to do to get around that obstacle, get through that obstacle. Some people just crash right through them and they don't care. Do it. And a lot of times you're going to need a team to do it with. And if you need a team, find a great team out there. I've tried to give many, many people opportunities, and I've been taken advantage of. I know that. And I know that they go around lying, cheating because they're lazy. Because they don't want to do anything with anybody else. I have so many people try to come onto my team because they see that I'm working, but they've been on other people's teams and they were lazy. And they come on mine, and I'm like, no, you're going to work. You're going to get done. And I'm going to make sure you're successful. But if I'm not around, as Nanny McPhee used to say, when you don't want me but need me, I'm there. When you need me, when you no longer need me but want me, I'm gone. Why? Because now you can do it on your own, and I'm proud of you for it. But if you're just using me because you think I'm going to do it for you, or you're going to a job, you think somebody's going to work on that paint line for you, you're going to sit back and relax, and you're going to use tact on how to get everybody else to do the work, then you're wrong. Tom Sawyer just popped in my head. He had all those people do his fence. Now he was using tact to get people to do the fence. But he's not the one that painted it. The ones that painted it earned what they got. He didn't. Earn your life. Earn every day. And one day this is going to make sense. And I learned almost everything I know from the Marine Corps. And I learned all the other stuff from books. And I learned it from the peers in my life, whether it was Marine sergeants or corporals as I was growing through the ranks, whether or not it was business owners or business people that basically they paved the path before me and I'm just trying to learn what they did. The stuff I have learned came from mentors, came from leaders. It came from people that I got to help every day and I got to bounce ideas off of. Even if they weren't at my level, I got to learn stuff from each person by communication. Each one of you matters. This has been my time and I appreciate each and every one of you. Remember this. Do more. You are better today than who you were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than who you are today. And remember, reading books, I got plenty of them. I got a whole bunch of them. See? Look at all my books. And I got even more than that on my bookshelves and in my book piles. And I do read every day. You don't believe me? Go and look at what I do. Now, can you imagine what I do when I'm not online? I read even more. But I do it because I believe that people need a chance, and I believe that there's the 22 out there, I might be able to get through to one of them. And I believe that people that aren't in the military, I might be able to get through them too, to where they're making this world a better place by earning every day. Hard work, dedication, inspiration, communication. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. Every one of you matters. Thank you very much for listening today. Now go out there, get things done, and know this, you matter. Take it easy, everybody. God bless, and I hope to see you soon.